Yes, welcome back to the channel. Football Heritage TV here. I'm Savva and I'm joined by Tobs from Tap in Tobs for 10 in 10. How are you, mate? You good?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. It's good to speak. We ain't been on content together for a while, man. So it's been a while. It's been a long time.
I know, man. I know it's been too long. You're just too busy. You're always busy when I ask you, man. It's like,
Yeah,
you know,
man.
it's like being ghosted off of
You see
Tinder
my
or something.
channel. You see my channel. I don't even put shit on my channel, man. It's just yeah, man. It gets like that, man. Yeah.
Well, listen, let's get into this. For anyone that hasn't seen this before, this is 10 in 10 with FHTV. We get YouTubers, ex-players, pundits to come on, and they are going to get 10 questions about football, about their club. They got 1 minute per question maximum, and there's no right or wrong. This is their opinion. So, Tobes,
Cool.
are you ready for 10 in 10?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go.
Nice and easy one to start with. The best Spurs manager in the Premier League era and why?
For me, it's Maurizio Pochettino, man. I know obviously he didn't win the silverware, but I think the work he did for Spurs, if you want to look at it in black and white, that's fine. But I think you have to be subjective when you look at where he picked up Spurs and where he was able to take Tottenham to. Champions League final with no spend in 18 months, consistent Champions League finishes, despite constantly having to spend less than the teams that he was in competition with, and literally just developing all of our young players, man. He was amazing for Spurs. Some of the best moments of my life as a Spurs fan have come under Maurizio Pochettino's tenure.
Good answer. Like it. Can't argue with that. The best Spurs player in the Premier League era. There's been a few, right?
Okay, so the best performing player is obviously Harry Kane, right?
Right.
But I think the best footballer that I've watched at Tottenham, so pure technical ability, not just consistency. For me, my best is Luka Modric. I think he was different class, right? For me, top three: Modric, Kane, Bale, and for me, Modric is just top. Like it's just a preference thing. Like he was a real smooth operator, man, and he's conducting games with Tom Huddleston, with Parker, with Enos, play left mid, play central mid, just bossing games, man. He was brilliant for Spurs. So for me, it's Luka Modric.
Joy to watch and still bossing games out there at the top of La Liga. So, big up for that. I like that answer. Question 3. Where will Spurs finish this season and why?
I think we're going to finish in the top 4, but I do think some of it now hinges on who we can bring in January. I think the manager at this point has proven that he is the real deal, in my opinion. I know it's only 13 games, but I think I've seen enough to know that this guy is a proper manager, just based off what he's been able to do with the squad he inherited and the players that he bought this summer. He's been brilliant for Tottenham, man. He's been brilliant. So I feel like we have a really good way of playing, a good footballing philosophy. We have an environment now where people actually want to do the best they can for Spurs. And we play great football. We create lots of chances. So I feel like we've shown that we can be better than at least, 16, 17 teams in the Prem so far this season when everyone is available. So honestly, it hinges on January, but I think we're going to get top 4.
There you go, everyone. Any Spurs fan watching, Tobes has guaranteed us Champions League football next year. You heard it here first. This one's not Spurs. The age-old internet debate. Who was better in their prime? Is it Lionel Messi or is it Cristiano Ronaldo?
Oh, easy, Messi. I don't even need to explain this one. We can go to the next question. This is easy. Sorry. Messi.
No, but listen, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. For me, it's always Messi. I don't think it's ever been a debate, but you know what it's like. The world wants to put their numbers next to each other, but I think if you use these,
100%.
One is just different gravy. One is different gravy.
100%.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind either of them though in their prime at Spurs. I'm not going to lie to you.
Very true.
If you could get rid of one thing from football, this can be anything. It could be a rule. It could be some technology. It could be whatever you want to get rid of from football. What would it be and why?
I would. It's a tough one.
We've had some good answers to this, some left field answers as well.
You know what? I would get rid of the incels on football Twitter. That's what I would get rid of. You know, these faceless dons on Twitter and YouTube that just spout rubbish, don't have a clue, and just suck up the day. If I had it in my power, that's one thing I would rid football of, because they would make interactions with football fans online and in person a lot smoother. I can't deal with them incels, man.
So Tobs is fighting against the trolls on the internet. Yeah. I love it. Listen, absolutely. I think, do you know what I've always said, Fraser? I think everybody on every site should have to give their name, their bank details, a photo. But hey, it is what it is. I love that. We haven't heard that answer. Love it. Worst player you have seen in a Spurs shirt. Tobs, there's good. You can pick a few if you want. We've had our fair share of whoppers.
Raziak sucked. Gilberto. God, there's been
Who was the second one you said?
Gilberto, the left back.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Raziak. Oh, you said Raziak sucked.
No, he did suck.
Raziak right, Raziak, okay, right, yeah.
This is we've had some stinkers, man. Oh my days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Richarlison and
Richie, yes. I've given up on Richie.
He's gone. He's given up.
I've given up on Richie. God, I don't know. There's so many. There's actually loads. Janssen was awful.
Oh yeah, Vincent Janssen. I suppose it depends how far back you're going, right? In here,
Joe Hart was terrible.
Yeah,
God.
I can remember people like Stuart Nethercott and Kevin Scott. I don't know if you remember them.
No.
Terrible players, like truly Sunday League type players. But I'll take Gilberto and Raziak. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'll go with Raziak. But in fact, I'll go with Raziak. I didn't like him. I thought he was awful.
Poor Raziak. It wasn't his fault. It was a last minute leaving by, wasn't he? Poor Raziak. Who is the best player to have played in the Premier League? Now, I've said to everyone doing this, can give me 2 or 3. We've had the same 5 or 6 names that have floated around, as you can imagine. Who's yours?
I'll give you one. It's Henry. Henry is the best player to have played in the Prem. For me, it's clear he was the best, and I feel like the level that he reached consistently, I feel like there's still not been a player that's eclipsed that from what I've seen. Obviously, you got notable contenders: Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, etc., right? But Henry is creme de la creme for me. So he's number one.
Everything and made it look really, really effortless, didn't he? Football,
exactly.
Yeah, he was.
Exactly.
Just a shame he played for them lot, but
exactly. And he
joy
did
to
the damage
watch
against us as well. So
he did. 3 questions to go. If you could bring back one in their prime, who would it be? Would it be Harry Kane or Gareth Bale? So we're talking in their prime.
Bale.
Who you taking?
Bale.
Gareth Bale.
Yeah. Just for what we need right now, just a demonic winger who can just destroy teams, right? I think, Oh, actually, no, it's tough. Him and his team would run up numbers. No, I'm going to go for Gareth Bale. Because I think Harry Kane was clutch, but I think Gareth Bale was more clutch than Harry Kane. So I'm going to go for Gareth Bale.
Yeah, top player. What he went and did in Madrid was just was brilliant, wasn't it? The penultimate question. What's the worst football opinion you've heard? Now, you mentioned earlier about trolls, but someone who's on YouTube a lot, on the Big Six, you see all the chats that come in, your fellow YouTubers, pundits, managers, commentators. What's the worst opinion you've heard?
There's been so many. I think the worst opinion, one of the worst opinions I heard, and this is no disrespect against Son, because I think Son is a phenomenal player and has been for Spurs. But I remember when Harry Kane was injured, in fact, it's twofold. I heard, Harry Kane is washed, he's finished. And then I heard that Son is now better than Harry Kane in striker. So for me, that I'll never forget those comments. That is up there.
Yeah. Listen, I've never understood this Harry Kane Son debate. Chalk and cheese for me. One's a genius, the other one is a purple patch. goal scorer. But hey, that's just me. That's just me. The last question, Tobes, the last question. I want to know what your most controversial football opinion is. An opinion that you've got that you truly believe, but your mates and all your other YouTubers look at you and go, what are you talking about? But you believe it.
It's dead now, but it was Richarlison. It was Richarlison. That was my
So bad.
latest controversial opinion, that Richarlison was going to deliver for Spurs and was going to bang and was going to be a good signing. So I would say that's one of the controversial ones. But the other controversial one I think I have had over the years, I'm going to do recent because I can't remember all the years back, right? But one of the most controversial ones I've had in recent years is that Højbjerg was a good player. I don't think he is a good player, but I still don't think he's an awful player. But I think it's controversial because a lot of people are like, no, he's awful. He's absolutely garbage and stuff.
Tobes is dying on this hill. He is dying on the Højbjerg hill. Dying on it. Listen, Tobes, thank you so much. Just quickly before we go, just in case anyone wondered when this was filmed versus when it goes out, right this second, Sky Sports News have just announced that Rodrigo Bentancur is out for between 10 and 12 weeks. So not good news, but listen, that's for another show. Just to let you know the timestamp on this. Tobes, listen, really appreciate it. Get over there, subscribe to Tapping Tobes. One day he'll release some more content for his channel. And as always, thank you for your time. Please like the show. Please keep subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the 10 in 10s. And as always, come on, you Spurs.